And the news has come out that Chris Jericho has returned home. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Dr. Wagner Jr. and Almost.
Almost.
The man who I've always said is almost a wrestler.
What could he have possibly done for the WWE? This is taking one of your top talents. This is the future of your women's division, and you almost ended it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Vince McShane with you here. Camera's all messed up again because I keep forgetting it doesn't save settings on Meld Studios. Why? I don't know. One of its many charms. So let me go back here and adjust it quickly. Maybe not so quickly. Configure. That's what I'm looking for. Boom. I was planning on doing this tomorrow, and I was like, oh, hell, it's a matinee. It's early, and what the fuck? Something magical about Rehab. It's like every show kind of sucks. It just doesn't do anything special. All right, ladies and germs, if you have not seen the show and you don't want to know any spoilers, this is not the program to be watching because we're going to piss all over this dumpster. Let me just start it out by saying, here's my overall review of... Nope, that ain't it. There she goes.
A film that is almost indescribable. Fucking yikes. If you...
Fucking yikes. That sums it up. Fucking yikes. All right. The inevitable. We'll start out with the recap that we did earlier today between myself and the 2K product, which I think the only thing I'll refer to it as moving forward. I was 4-2 out of the 6 matches. I had a 4-2, so I finished out with a 67% success story. Not my best, not my worst. And 2K was 1-5 for an all-time low of 16% accuracy. Damn, couldn't have picked them more wrong if you had tried. Let's talk about it. First off, for those of you getting here from seeing the show, what do you think? Because we already got an idea of where I'm going to be coming from with this beast. But, all right. Going to Bleacher Report for the wind-up and the recap, and I will say right up front that I did not off for a little while because I just knew I would. It's not enough to keep me entertained anymore, which is why I generally don't watch it anymore. And anytime I think maybe I should, and then I watch a show like this and go, no, I'm better off taking the nap. So we open up with the King of the Ring finals. Little shocking to me that that's what you're opening with, but okay, they've done shit like that before, and I haven't agreed with it then either. Obafemi getting ready to go one-on-one for the right to say, I am king of the ring. Hell of an entrance, by the way. He's a physical specimen. I mean, he just... His lighting, everything about his entrance and his time in the ring feels strong. Feels very powerful. I'm just looking at some notes here at the same time, so you'll pardon me for a moment. Anyway, as he gets ready to go up against Jey Uso, and as much as I was thinking to myself, there's no way they can let Jey Uso win this match, all the more reason I thought they were going to let Jey Uso win this match. Happy to sit here and tell you that they didn't let Jey Uso win the match. Call me shocked. In my mind, I was thinking earlier on that if you're going to be building for the Brock 3 match, then he can't be losing to Uso. But I'm also thinking, both past and now present, that you just punched your ticket for SummerSlam going up against whichever champion you choose. Unless something changes with this and everything's possible, Brock Lesnar's not a champion. Now, I can see a program where they bring him back to be a champion one last time, and their third and final confrontation is a title match. That's not bad. There's some potential in that. And then he gets to go in and destroy whichever champion, and Sami Zayn would be fine, although that's jumping ahead of things. So there's some maybes about that. Or the other thought I had, because I thought for sure that Cody was going to be the champion after tonight, like all of you did, as a matter of fact. I think we all picked Cody on the stream. Everyone picked Cody. So that all said, the other possibility is somehow this gets turned into another triple threat match. God, no. Their last match, the trilogy match, has to be one-on-one. One-on-one or it don't count. It's going to happen in SummerSlam in Minnesota. There's just no other world that I see this in. So my prediction now is Brock Lesnar has to win the championship. Most likely, I would think, from Sami Zayn. I don't see him taking it from Roman. And Sami would be a really good Iron Sheik, someone to just hand the title off to. Thanks for being here. Get the fuck out. And I'm thinking about this live now. Yeah, in this moment, I'm trying to process the possible whys for what I saw. Anyway, it was a decent enough match. It was what it was. There was a moment early on where I was like, oh my God, what if they bury Jay? What if he just beats him to a pulp in the first minute and it's over? The old Brock Lesnar wins. Didn't go that quick. It was only about 7 minutes, maybe. It was a short match. And it did what it needed to do. Okay, Oba dominated. He ate a lot of Jay's best stuff and didn't have any effect. What's happening here? Oh, that's nice. Aside from that, we move along. Danhausen comes out and gets the Danhausen pop. And as he's getting ready to go into his shtick, we hear trouble, trouble, trouble. And here comes Liv in what I thought was originally, I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I was thinking she was like paying tribute to him because she's in a full body suit, which of course you're in Rehab, you're going to have to do that if you're a woman. And it had the skeleton design kind of like out of Karate Kid. I thought that was her kissing up to him because she had the black and red color scheme like he does, the skeleton thing, which is kind of, that horror-esque thing that he does. Not thinking that was paying homage to Dirty Dom. I didn't really connect the dots on that right away, but later on the broadcast they brought it up, and I was like, never mind, there goes my theory. So she comes out, and the part that threw me is here I am thinking she's kind of paying homage to him because I know from what I've heard that there was something going on where she was trying to get a favor done or blah, blah, blah. And she starts saying something about, you owe us money. I had to do some research because, again, I haven't watched the Real Product much lately. Find out that, he kind of walked off with their money, which is funny. And she slaps him in the face. He curses her. I think he actually cursed her, and then she slapped him in the face. Either way, we all know at this moment in time, Liv is losing the match. So there's no point in me watching this match because I already know what's going to happen. I did watch the match for the most part. It was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was just there. And shocker, she lost the match to Io Sky, which I think was another one that we all had pretty much picked. And that makes Io Sky the Queen of the Ring champion. I have a delivery showing up now, so this is going to be a short stream, and honestly, I don't want to dedicate too much time to this hot mess as it is. Smooth Sports Gaming, what's happening, buddy? Wasn't bad. It was just some dookie. Yeah, Saturday's a great day for some Dookie, isn't it?
Well, pal, I'll tell you right now, if you're Vince McMahon, it's a great day for Dookie.
Let's see. Moving along here, we've got our queen, we've got our king, and our king and our queen. Of course, I'm always happy to see Io get the rub there, and she gets the win, so good for her. Happy for her. No Asuka appearance, which I was kind of thinking might happen, but no, it's okay. Here comes the cage. Dun, 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 dun. Can you imagine if you were there live and had to listen to that noise for 20 minutes during the commercials? And ooh, that would be hard to do. But I don't know if they played that sound effect the whole 20 minutes or not. But it seems like it was there when they went to commercial and when they came back to the live. What says steel cage match? What says two guys that absolutely friggin' hate each other? What says we're going to tear this place down more than two guys starting a cage match sitting on chairs looking at each other? I don't care what expert writes what into it. I don't care how anyone deciphers that. This program is brought to us by the fine folks at Bush Beans. Sweet heat. Sweet going in, and it burns on the way out. Just like this match. It had moments. I won't say it didn't. It had moments. I think we all picked Braun Breaker to win. Because we like Braun Breaker more than Seth? No. Because he's a better worker than Seth? No. Because he needs the win. Damn near has to have it. Fuck it, give it to Seth. I got nothing. I will never understand how they allow some of that shit to leave the back office the way it is and get out to the ring. I just don't. Anyone with an iota of common sense, anyone with a brain cell, knew that Braun Breaker had to win that match. Done. It's going to take another year to make him a main eventer. A legitimate one. So, congratulations on that. You buried the guy. I'm not saying he buried him in like there was a one-sided match. It was a good match. Back and forth match. High spot match. That coming off the top, through the table, a little dangerous, especially when you're looking at the history of this guy. He gets hurt a lot. And he got hurt there, too. He got broke open the hard way. When he went through that table, it snapped up and hit him right and dangerously close to the eyeball, by the way. Seth Rollins gets the win over Braun Breaker. That was my other incorrect prediction. Trick Williams and Ricky Saints. I did not make it through this match. This is the one that put me to sleep. And what I can tell you is that, as predicted, Trick Williams gets the victory over Ricky Saints. I'm not going to give you opinions on a match I didn't see. Actually, Bleacher Report normally gives it a star rating. They're not even doing that with this recap, but it's also live action, so maybe that's why. Oh, Lord. What else do we have here? The Women's United States Championship match I also didn't see, and I kind of wanted to see that, so I'm a little bummed that I missed that one. But Tiffany Stratton going up against Jade Cargill, which, again, was one of those matches I wasn't sure who was going to win. That's what you really want to have. And lately, Jade's been looking better in the ring, so it was feasible that they might have had enough confidence to at least put the belt on her for a minute and see how it goes. Reading the recap here before I went on, a little surprised, but, we got Chelsea showing up, considering she's not in the match in any way, shape, or form or any other match. I was a little surprised that they brought Chelsea over. They brought Charlotte over. And they brought B-Fab over, which I get that, B-Fab's part of the troupe and all that. Basically, the baddies get there, and then Chelsea comes out and gets rid of them. Charlotte gets out there, and there's a moment where Charlotte is taunting Cargill. Cargill, like, leans through the ropes. Charlotte takes the title, smacks her in the head with it. And as they say, the rest is history. Stratton goes up top, hits her with the moonsault. 1-2 Tiffy time. I'm happy that Tiffany won. She needed it, as I said in the pre-show. If you're going to do it that way, it helps Cargill not look bad that she just lost the match, that there's an outside interference aspect to it. And I wish I could have seen the whole match because I was actually looking forward to that one to see if Tiffany could carry her to a good match. So for those of you in the comments, let me know, did she carry her to a good match? Or did she just get a win? Then there was an Iron Sheik appearance before I remembered, oh yeah, we're in Riyadh, so they all looked like the Iron Sheik. No, it wasn't just the Iron Sheik. It was Sami Zayn in full garb. I might be a little confused. When they first started going to Saudi Arabia several years ago, Sami did not go. Vehemently did not go. Because he's Jewish, is the story I heard. Now he's not only going, but he's showing up in the full regale. Did I miss this part of the story or something? Or did he convert to Islam? I mean, what exactly happened to Sami? Because they loved him. Now, I missed most of this match, too. I woke up at the perfect time when everything was spilling outside the floor and tables were being broken and probably about 5 minutes left in the match. I don't know how long this match went, but I guarantee it went too long. But I heard them cheering for Sami, and I did see his entrance. It looked like Gunther was going to win it a couple of times. It looked like Cody was going to win it for sure. There was that nice trilogy moment where you've got Sami with the sleeper hold on Gunther, and then Cody, I thought, was going to put the sleeper hold on Sami, which we've seen that 100 times before in triple threat matches. But instead, he put the Crossroads on him and Crossroads the two of them at once, which I thought, okay, I hadn't seen that before. That's clever. And that's the end of the match, only it wasn't. And they give the match and the victory to Sami Zayn. WTF is all I got to say. The only thing that makes sense in this to me, and that's only now as I'm processing it, is that Brock is going to take that belt off Sami Monday night or Friday night. Or Saturday night's main event. Ooh, Madison Square Garden, Brock Lesnar one last time. There you got it. You heard it here first. I'm going to give myself an extra point if I end up being right. Brock Lesnar takes the title from Sami Zayn at Madison Square Garden. That's the only way any of this makes an ounce of sense to me. But who knows, right? Let me go over my chats here and see what you all have to say. I still like the fact that it wasn't bad. It was just dookie. It wasn't the drizzling shits kind. I mean, there was some solidity to it. You could pick it up by the clean end if you tried hard enough. Kevin says, glad I missed the show. Dude, I'm glad I slept for a good hour and missed that part of the show. Although, again, I would have liked to see the Jade and Tiffany match, and maybe I'll go back and watch it or something. I don't know. I watched 1 hour at analysis for the Boots versus Xander fight tonight instead. Smooth had a game plan in mind, and that's not necessarily the wrong one to have, buddy. Ken Rogers is in the house. What's happening, brother? Triple H is the safe master, but won't pull the trigger on easy home runs. There's a lot of talk about how much control he really has, and that every decision ends up going through corporate at the end of the day. He's not truly booking anything. Another rumor going around is that the Road Dogg is going to be back in business real soon at TNA Wrestling. If that happens, and if TNA suddenly becomes watchable or even good, then we know the answer to all of this shit is 100% TKO. And I'm already 90% sure it's TKO. I don't think, I said it before, Triple H was doing too good a job at NXT to be this bad. Now, he was doing that good a job on the main brands. All the way through the Bloodline and everything else. There, you can't tell me he went from that to this. Like he suddenly stopped remembering how to book. But you can tell me that he has great ideas that they're shitting on because they don't know fuck. Ken Rogers says, I can't believe they actually gave the belt to Sami Zayn. I thought they would have waited until next year at WrestleMania. That's a long wait, and Sami's expired. You know what I'm saying? His best days are way behind him. He still puts on a good match and all that. I'm not saying he doesn't. He still puts on a good promo. Not saying he doesn't, but he's been around a long time. It would be like putting the belt on Sheamus. No, I'm sorry. No. Easy home run examples would have been LA Knight and Cross. Yeah, well, would have definitely made things different, wouldn't it? LA Knight, I'll never understand that. They just, when they had him bow out of the tournament, I was like, never mind, I'm done. Even if he would have made it to tonight's show, he would have lost anyway. There's nothing short of a new booker coming in that's going to fix that when it comes to him, and I think he'll be gone long before that. Chelsea is another example, and to her credit, I love that girl. She did the podcast with CVV not too long ago where this came up that a lot of people are feeling like, you should be in the main event. And she's like, I am happy where I'm at. I love what I'm doing. And God bless her. Okay? She does what she does better than anybody else. She's got that comedy thing down really well. She wrestles really well. She's believable against anybody you put her in the ring with that she could win the match. But then you don't let her win the match. Not really. I mean, he gave her... That's why she should have kept that U.S. title. If that's all you're going to do with her, she elevated that title. And it would have only gotten more and more prestige if you'd have let her keep it going. But now you took it away. So, what I know, right? The vision does not need a new direction. The vision needs to be done. There is no vision. There's not a point in time where everyone is healthy anymore. And I am a firm believer that they have been cursed. So, perfect time. He loses the cage. Go our separate ways. We're done. You guys have done nothing for me. You're no good for me. Fuck you. I'm on my own. Stay away from me. I don't know how close we are to getting Bronson Reed back. We know we ain't going to be seeing anything out of Logan for a long time. That's a real serious injury he's dealing with, and there's no quick rehab on that. You're not going to pull a John Cena off of that kind of a surgery. So he's out for the length of time, and now is time just to say this sucked. We're done with it. Money talks, says Smooth. Yeah, it does. Just ask Danhausen. Human monies. First homeless champion. Not even sure who you're talking about when you say that. Yeah, Ken, I hope they use my Brock idea too, because otherwise I'm just going to be like, fuck it. I mean, it's Madison Square Garden. Brock is kind of on his last tour here. That'll be his last time at Madison Square Garden. Sounds like a reasonable opportunity. He gets the belt, and now Oba decides, I know who I'm going to go after for the championship. By the way, he cut a really solid promo after the win for the King of the Ring. Oba, for somebody so young in the sport, man, he's got the gift of gab down. Solid job. Very impressed by that. My delivery's here. So I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty quickly here. We as fans want to see her character be successful. It's cool that she's happy and all that. I'll be a jobber in a second for that paper. Yeah, look, we know the business. She knows the business. She just wanted to get back to the WWE however she had to. She did her due diligence, paid her dues, had some great matches along the way in other promotions, got back in, and now she's just having the time of her life. God bless her. I'm with you as a fan who appreciates everything she brings to the table and the fact that it's just somebody new. I like Charlotte a lot, but we've seen it 100 times before. You know, it's rinse and repeat with the same 3 or 4 names all the time in both divisions, men and women's. And at best, all you're going to do is take those same 4 names and then rebrand them. One will go to SmackDown, one will go to Raw, but it's still the same people over and over again. I love Rhea Ripley. Tired of it. Been there, done that. Let some new people in. Sammy looks like a bum on the street. Now I got you. And I agree. He could look homeless. Well, he's wearing a bed sheet. I mean, what else? Travels with his bedding around him. Did he switch religions? I mean, seriously, he would not go to Riyadh the first either 1 or 2 shows. Definitely the first show, he wouldn't go for fear. And then he comes out tonight dressed as one of them. I was like, that's an interesting change of plans going from Judaism to that, if that's what happened. Don't know the answer, though. I'm not that well versed on things that are Sami Zayn and his religious background. I think Oba is a better Brock. If you're talking about like overall powerhouse character, I'm going to disagree with that. I think he's a better choice than Brock. Only because of longevity, but Brock is Brock. I mean, when Brock Lesnar first came on the scene in his first year, they want nothing like that. And Oba's not that, okay? He's not Brock Lesnar that came out and eliminated Hulk Hogan on SmackDown. He's not that Brock Lesnar. But he's close. He's close. Crown new champions in all divisions. Well, the problem is they do crown new champions in all divisions. Problem is, it's just people that had the championship before. So, have new people. And that's one of the things where I think why I'm liking Evolve so much is I know when someone drops the belt, it's going to someone new. And it's going to stay with someone new after that and someone new after that. And I think that's probably one of the big draws for me with Evolve is the fact that I'm not going to have the rinse and repeat. And the part that sucks is I start getting attached to some of these people, but I don't want to watch them on the main brand because I just know it's not going to be as good. His promos are better than Brock. So, well, you know what? We'll never know. Brock never really cut a promo as a rookie. He always had a mouthpiece one way or another, or he said very little. But then when Brock, for that brief period of time a couple of years ago, was a good guy country boy, he was good on the mic. He was entertaining. He was fucking funny. The Brock that I remember on a microphone without a mouthpiece was just as good as what I saw from Oba. I'm more impressed with Oba because by the time I saw that Brock Lesnar, he'd been in the business over a decade. Whereas Oba's brand new at this shit in the overall scheme of things. Yeah, Cowboy Brock was dope. I agree. It's sad that they had to give Wendy Chu and Nikita the belt on Evolve. I know about Wendy Chu. I'm not caught up to date, so I'm not sure about Nikita part. I love the fact that not only, again, what I love about Evolve, what they did, I liked Wendy Chu, period. From the beginning when she had the sleeper outfit on and she'd do that little sleeping pose that she would drop the elbow off the ropes, thought it was clever. And I thought she was a good in-ring worker. I liked Wendy Chu. Then they brought her back after injury with the nightmare thing. Perfect. That works. I would have even liked it if there was something that kind of made her go back and forth. Either way, I was a Wendy Chu fan. Then they brought her down to Evolve, and I'm like, oh, come on. You guys really throwing the baby out with the bathwater? But now that I'm watching her and her work in Evolve and how they've now changed her to a speaking role, she's evolved. Okay? I like how they did it. I like the fact that she had to go to therapy to deal with her issues, which tied into the sleep patterns of, happy sleep, not so happy sleep, and the character changes. And now she's just coming out there as ready to kick someone's ass. So I have no problem with her as a champion. Nikita Lyons. Hey, don't spoil. I'm catching up. No spoilers on Evolve. Nikita Lyons ends up beating Wendy Chu for the belt. Well, thanks for ruining that for me. Don't do that no more. Well, I'll let you guys know when I'm caught up to date on Evolve, which will probably be another 3 weeks maybe at the rate I'm watching episodes. I usually watch 2 here and there, maybe 3 if I'm really bored. And again, I don't think she's a massive fail at all. I don't agree with that statement at all, Smooth. I think she did really good work in Evolve as I'm watching it. I think she's doing really well. I don't even know if they've pushed her back up to NXT. I had not heard she's been released. Has she been released? Am I missing that part? Was she on the release list? I feel like that would have stuck out to me because I always liked her. They turned her dark then just to be a generic. I don't see her as being generic. It's all right, Ken. They turned her dark just being generic. Again, I don't see her being generic personally. So as long as she's still under the WWE banner, there's time to do something with her. And I like this version of her the best of all versions that we've seen up to this point. So put her back on NXT or the main roster and let them fuck it all up there because they've proven that's what they're best at. Oh, they failed on her original character. Honestly, this might be a blessing in disguise. I don't think there was much life in that character, and I definitely don't think they would have come up with this whole therapy angle and all that stuff on the main brand. I don't think they would have invested the time. So, personally, I enjoyed it happening the way it did, where it did. With the roster that was around, because she had a little more seasoning than most of them, so it all played out. Everyone was able to help each other out. I've got food sitting outside the door right now, so I'm going to have to break, guys. Thank you for being here, for catching up with me, and who knows, man? Crazier things have happened on this program in the past. Maybe not much crazier, but somewhat crazier anyway. We'll be back with some more stuff. Again, July 3rd, which is Friday. It's coming quickly. It will be the very last Great American Bash that we do here on the channel, and it's called The Last Bash. So join us for that one. It is going to be a big card. We're talking about, I think, 7 or 8 matches. I'm not even sure now. Somewhere up there. It's a full card. We're wrapping up stories. And don't be late, because there's going to be some stuff starting in the beginning before we even get going that you're going to need. That's as much cheating as I'm going to give you. All right. Other than that, I'm going to cut. And remember, as I say at the end of these chats each and every time.
Bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle.
Bye-bye.